Stable Chat, proudly brought to you by Kelly Partners, Paul Dobson and Dylan Barry. Wait for the end of this video, you'll see all their information, how to contact the boys for all your accounting needs. Catching up today with Pat Cannon here in downtown Bendigo. Very, very cold. Hello, Pat.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Very good. It's a bit fresh here today.
Yeah, it's a bit Ballarat-ish, isn't it?
It is indeed. I want to catch up with you. I will be honest, you've been pretty honest with me with trying to get into a few more thoroughbreds, I suppose, and a few more thoroughbred chats, and I'm keen to do them, and I decided I'd better break the ice. The second one I've done, because I did one with Shawnee Mott, but I appreciate, one, you give me the time and the confidence, one, give you an interview. You only train a small team of horses. One of the biggest things I can see with the thoroughbreds, if you only train a small team of horses, it's hard to get known for what you're actually achieving.
Yeah, it's hard to get traction, but I've been a fan of Campbell's comments for a long time, and I think you do a really good job, and I really appreciate you coming and having a chat with me. And I think it's important to try and, get the little blokes out there.
I totally agree, and that's one of the reasons I started Campbell's Comments, is because a lot of the standardbred guys were small and weren't getting a lot of publicity. And we see the thoroughbreds, a lot of us see the thoroughbreds, Melbourne Cups and those things, and see how big and royal it is. It's a hard slog, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a hard game, and we work hard. The hours are long. Sometimes the rewards aren't there, so it is hard to stay passionate a lot of the times. And I think just watching your videos and just getting an insight into what other people do, I think it just keeps your mind fresh and just keeps you going.
You at the minute, we're here at Brent Stanley's Bendigo Stables. You work for Brent at the minute, and you train 4 horses. How's that go as a juggle?
Yeah, it's been good. I've done it for a few years now. I was with Archie Alexander before that with a couple, and Brent kindly offered to relocate here to Bendigo. Brent's probably got about 20 in work, and I've got 4, so we seem to working really well together. I usually only have about 2, so 4 is a little bit of a stretch.
Partnerships are a big thing in the thoroughbreds, and the likes of people say about having access to another trainer that you can bounce ideas off, plus go away for a holiday, know that the other person's. So this would sort of be like a bit of a partnership in a way, and from your point of view with a small team, to be able to bounce ideas off Brent.
Yeah, I think with any trainer, I think they like to have good stuff's very hard to get, as you know. It's very hard to get it at the moment, and to have as much quality staff around you, I think could be beneficial for anyone. And when Brent's, he's usually off at the sales and that every now and then, so he's probably happy to leave quality staff we've got here by ourselves,
Punter, we were going to do it in front of Schultz. We decided we'd do it in front of Punter. Punter's unbelievable, isn't he? He wants to be the star of the stable. The horses are going good. We'll actually touch on them. Like this bloke won at Ballarat the other day, 5 lengths. I think you said he won by. He's only lightly raced for you. When you work a job and you get it's a nice little bonus when they can come along and pop in a win for you.
Oh, it's great. I mean, when you're running a small team. I've got Johnny Robinson riding for me now, so we've formed a bit of a partnership. He's been a big part of it. Parnell come to us from Osty Coffee, and Osty's, he's a great trainer, so to try and improve one on him was going to be a task, but we just changed a couple of little things, and it just seems to be working, so that's all you can do. You know yourself with horses, you can't, we pretty much do all the basics, but there's horses with little quirks. You only can, you can either lean on people that have got the knowledge, or just try a couple of little things, see if it works.
He's unbelievable. I'm going to have the wettest hand in gold very, very shortly. He's a lovely horse. He's got a nice way about him. A simple name. I was asking you before about his name, and you kept saying Punter. I thought it was his stable name. Schultz is another horse, though, you race. Same connections, and this is one of the things I would imagine it's important in any industry, but to have a great relationship with friends and people that want to race horses, like-minded people, if you like, with you must be really, really key.
Yeah, that's the reason why I scaled back. It was getting hard to sort of try. He wants to do the interviews. It was getting hard to sort of run a big team. Well, not a big team, but 10 or 15. So formed a partnership with Shane Davis, who's a breeder down at Toolenvale, and he's bred most of the horses I've got now, and he's been fantastic. And I've just put some friends in, and just want to enjoy. I just want to enjoy racing because I was sort of getting a little bit stale on it there for a while, and I was either going to get out of it or take a new approach, and obviously taking a backward step with some, and go and get some horses that I liked instead of just taking on, the horses that are, you're not going to improve a hell of a lot. But I just wanted to get some mates in it and just enjoy the wins and have a beer and, just get back to the old days.
I like punter, but once he grabbed me on the thumb, I'm like, that's it, enough's enough. Is that one of the problems or struggles, I shouldn't say problems, but struggles with the thoroughbreds? You either keep up with the Joneses, right at the minute, buying tried horses online seems to be, it runs in fads, and if you're not doing it, you almost get left behind.
There's a lot of bullshit in racing, and a lot of people that do bullshit, and they tend to hog the market, and it doesn't leave much for yourself, and that's probably why the online sales are going through the roof, because trainers like myself and that are just getting hold of tried horses that have been, obviously been paid for a huge amount of money at the big sales, and they're just, and it's mainly the good horsemen that people don't know, but us in the industry know, because we know these guys because we've been around them for so long. The blokes like Gavin Badgegood and all, just real salt-of-the-earth horsemen that just improve horses because they are horse people, instead of just someone coming in with all their money, buying the expensive horses, giving them to the best trainers, and then they fall back through the system into the online sales. So there is an avenue there, for those sort of people.
It's funny because all you hear on the radio is, I tried horse and improved, and people are having really, really good runs. They don't all work, though. We all know that. That's a reality of the horse game. You said there before to me that you probably got up to about 14, 15 horses in work. Is that a goal for you again to get to those sort of numbers? Is there a goal, or are you happy just to keep sort of status quo at the minute?
No, I think I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I just love to have 4 or 5 in work and probably be financial enough to sort of just run that as a stable, and not have the pressures of paying a lot of staff and that sort of thing. It just wears you down, and I think that's one of the biggest things that you see a lot of people going out of the industry is, especially trainers, expectation of winning is it just wears you down, and we all want to win. There's no doubt about that. There's not many trainers out there that go out there and not win. There's a few, but but just you want, if you're training for a lot of owners, you want the expectation to win for them is high, and there's obviously going to be feedback if there's no winning there involved. So I think that was one of the biggest things that really got me down, was just all the expectation, and obviously the grind and all that. So I'd just rather keep it small and try and get some quality horses around me.
Is it one of the? I sort of half know the answer to this, but I'll see what yours is. We only get measured by the wins. Like people say, what sort of year did you have? Oh, we had 4 or 5 wins. What sort of year did you have? Oh, I had a great year. We had some good fun with some mates. We only won 3 races. Do you think that's one of the probably the knocks, that it's how many wins you have against your name that you're measured by? Without
a doubt. I mean, if you're not winning, you're not getting in front of a camera. And that's the great thing about your Campbell's comments, is you get the bloke that's probably a really good horseman and a good trainer, but might only get a couple of winners a year, but behind him, his owners are probably having a ball because they're involved, but if you're not getting on racing.com after a win, no one knows you. So I think it's vital. But I mean, they're getting better. They're getting better at doing interviews, but it's definitely after win. They're not going and chasing the stories. Like you do.
Yeah, and I think that's key, and I think also people's own health, if you like. Like I've just finished one with Sean Mott. It would have gone up a day or two earlier than these, but Shawnee's gone through that stage of when I first met Sean, he had 45 horses in work for Mickey Price just across the road, well, next door to where he is right now, and you sort of live it and you think, oh yeah, this is how it should be, and then one day you just stop and have a bit of a look back, and maybe it's a bit of educating. And I'm from a standardbred point of view. It's the same in the standardbreds. We all get measured. Instead of, you should never really actually say what sort of year you're having. You should actually say how you're going. Yeah. Would be a better way of asking it, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I mean, and Sean is a good example. He's a great horseman. I've known Sean, 35 years, and the things he's done, and your average race goer probably wouldn't know him. He's obviously got Lone Star, but if you haven't got that good horse, no one knows you. So I think and that does get you down a little bit, but funner. But you meant with the mental health issues always coming to light now. I mean, if you're not getting your piece of the pie, you feel what is it worth doing?
Yeah, and that's right. But I think, as I say, if you're enjoying it, and you are obviously enjoying it at the minute, you're probably putting in the long yards with Brent. I'd imagine it's a bit of a juggle too. Like you got 4 in work, as you said, which is probably as many as you can have while you're working for someone else. So that probably puts a little bit of pressure on you as well. You've got to lift your game for Brent, make sure Brent's got everything done, and then you're trying to look after yourself. Whether there's a way you could chink and jank that, and whether Racing Victoria and Standardbreds could do something where they can help people maybe work that little life balance out for each other.
Yeah, it's probably important, but I mean, it just comes back on yourself. You've got to, and you got to look out for your mates too. But no, Brent's great. He's been fantastic, and we try and work in as well as we can. But it's always a juggle. You got races. You don't know how many times you go into the races during the week. You've got all other things going through. With racehorses, there's trips to the paddock, trips to the vet, that sort of thing. So it is a juggle, but you can only do your best.
He's a beautiful horse. He is funny. He just had hold of me pocket, was going to rip me pocket completely off then. If anyone's saying, here, Bendigo, Sean said the same thing. You've got pretty much everything you want. Here may be a hill track, but it's a little bit hard because you can't just put something that doesn't exist. But the amenities here, you got water walkers, swimming holes, bull rings, grass tracks, good sand tracks to work on. The amenities are terrific.
Sensational. I mean, it's not a Taj Mahal, the stables here we're at the moment, but we're hopefully waiting to move into, if they decide to build stables down the bottom. But ever since I brought my horses from Ballarat to here, they've just improved, and it's no knock on Ballarat. It's just the way the track's set up here is the way I've been brought up to train, and you get the grass whenever you really want it, which is, I reckon it's huge. It was early days in Ballarat when DK was at his best. We were just following him around, galloping at all those little country tracks, which were sensational. You just got used to the grass gallops, when you wanted to. But here, they offer it to you all the time, and like you said, the water walker and all that, I think it's beneficial after, especially after a race for recovery. And and we got a little backtrack up here. We can sort of give them a quiet time. We also got the treadmill, so it works in really good.
And the bush across the road if you want to, although the road's got a lot busier than what it probably was 10 years ago, but it is still there. Punter, when's he go around next?
He'll probably either go to Ballarat next week on Thursday or go to the Swan Hill Carnival on the Saturday. Says the race.
Shawnee's going there as well. What about Schultze? You got 2 of the great names. Look, I thought they were only their stable name, but Schultze, he's your favourite. He's the best one you got in work. What's the goals with him?
Yeah, he had a great prep last prep. He had 7 runs. He probably should have run 6 races, but he won 3 races, 3 seconds and a 4th. And just got knotted in town before he went out the paddock. So, and the horse he beat at his second win, I think it was, at Yarra Valley, went on and won the Warrnambool Cup. So the forms around him's huge, and I could have taken him a little bit further, but I just thought just give him. He's only a young horse, so just give him a month in the paddock, and he's come back, and hopefully we can be competitive in little country cups around springtime.
Nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, I mean, he's just he's a beautiful horse. He's got his own quirky nature, but his racing style is get back, get home. So you need your luck in those sort of horses. But he's just probably the most exciting horse I've probably ever had.
There's a good raps for him. So keep an eye out for him in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Yeah, probably 6 weeks. Yeah, he'll probably have 2 trials and then hit the track. But he might need 1 or 2 just to get fit, but he nearly won first up last time, so fingers crossed.
Paddy, thank you very much for joining me and also encouraging me to step outside of my comfort zone. I do actually appreciate it. Hopefully a few people like it. people want to get the message out, they can get in touch with me as well and go from there. But thanks very much for joining me, and good luck, mate. And thanks for being so honest too, because I think a lot of people probably are out there battling hard, probably think they're the only people battling hard, and there's a lot of guys in the similar boat to yourself that once trained a heap of horses, not sure where to go. At least you don't leave the industry, and I think that's always one of the great things.
I think that's the biggest thing. Don't leave the industry. Have a chat to a mate. Try and try and get encouragement from within. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think we all just think we're by ourselves, but there's always a mate you can sort of ring up and call, and if you're having any issues, and us people in the industry, we always like to lend a hand. So hopefully your show, which I think, like I said, it's important that you get the word out there, and especially over the free codes will be sensational, I reckon, because we're all one big industry.
It's one of those things I keep trying to say. We break down the barriers. It'll be a better industry. We're a punting industry, unfortunately, but there are so many great stories out there that we can tell and keep going. I'm going to have to pay you. I don't have to worry about Kelly Partners. I'll have to ring Dobbo and them say, just send the check to him. But as I said, this has been brought to you by Kelly Partners, Paul Dobson and Dylan Barry. Pat, thanks very much for joining me. We'll have another chat. We might have a chat leading in the spring and see how Schultz is going, mate.
Sensational. Cheers, mate.